My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I am reviewing Lamar by the House of Kajal. For 100ml, it's 178 pounds. That's really weighty. Lamar, beauty in a name, beauty in a bottle, beauty in a scent. My goodness. A name with French origins, lumière, meaning light. Lamar is also known to be liquid gold, mesmerizing, fascinating and exciting. Enticing, many apologies. A scent created to resemble the beauty of a golden sun setting in the horizon. Distant clouds reflects rays of color, hues of red, streaks of yellow, and shimmers of gold. The scent of Lamar invokes notes of rose, jasmine that float on a Mediterranean breeze. I always get with these things when they say invokes notes of, are they saying it's in there? Are they not saying it's in there? Do we have our bottles of Lamar by Kajal? Are we engaged with the higher self? Let's get testing. So let's have a look at the Atomizer. Oh, that's really good. Nice, fine, dispersive. You really can notice the difference when you have a great atomizer. I think there's the little things that matter. A nice, weighty, metallic cap. I love all the design, the attention to detail. The color of the packaging fits with sort of the brief. I'm not sure if I like the packaging. You know, I'm gonna be really honest with you. Personally, it's a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. That's okay though, you can polish it off. I don't know, I like black. I didn't look at it and wasn't like, oh my gosh, that's like the most amazing. Oh my God, I must rebrand immediately. But I love the design. So it's kind of like a plus. I love the Atomizer. But the design's really, really nice and it looks, maybe it's the cap I don't like on top. I don't know, there's something about it. I'm gonna apply the fragrance. So when I reviewed the last one, this was requested and had a look, and this is, I think, their best-selling, their sort of star performer. And I can tell you why. It's insanely familiar, but it's different. The sillage is very intense. The longevity is very intense. And it smells complete. It's in the ballpark of Barakat Rouge by the House of Francis Kajal, which is absolutely fine, because I think that DNA is not his DNA, and I think it's fine to take something that you like, which is well like, and improve upon it. You smell it and you kind of get that sort of essence of, but I think massively improved upon in the better price. But anyway, I believe this is a Middle Eastern brand. It kind of is giving me that sort of thing, and the talking about sort of sunsets and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think you could sell a Middle Eastern fragrance and having it lackluster performance. It's based upon Hedione, it's got Broxin, Evenerol, which is oak moss, ethyl maltol, whipping through the base. Animal notes. There's an animal note in the ambergris family called Credemba. And Credemba smells, whenever I sort of think of Credemba, I think of a whale. So it sort of smells very sort of metallic, animalistic. And within a formula, it's a hidden raw material. So it works behind the scenes to create radiance and sort of slight animal notes. And when you've got all these sort of raw materials to give sort of an animal nature to the fragrance, sweetening it with vanillin, ethyl maltol, Evenerol's quite sweet raw material as well. I think it's really balanced. I can totally understand why this is bestseller. I think it's really radiant on my skin, and that's insanely difficult. And these sort of fragrances work great, which is kind of why I was disappointed with the last one. I was expecting this sort of radiance. I was like, oh my God, it's going to give me everything that I want. You know, it's going to inspire me. It's going to be all of that. But it didn't. But this is. That kind of makes sense. So there is, I'm going to give you my opinion. I loved it when it went on. As it's drying down, there's like a sweet, slightly offness to it. But that's on my skin, and maybe on my skin. I always think that it's maybe on my skin. That's the assimilation of the jasmine and the rose, or raw materials. So that on my skin isn't kind of working, which I'm a little bit sort of gutted by, because I loved it when it went on. It smells a little bit like that orangey note. There's sort of like an orangey, synthetic orangey note that's sort of coming through. And they could have said it's orange blossom. It's much better out here. This is this kind of like thing, isn't it? You know, it's kind of like if you have a fragrance that performs really well, you shouldn't really smell it up close, because it's designed to be smelled with the sillage and designed to be smelled out here. So out here it smells great. Close, it's a lactonic quality to it actually, which is a little bit off-putting, that lactonic quality. Yeah, slightly off-putting, I've got to say. A little bit jarring, in my opinion. aquatic or lactonic, sort of that's kind of what's putting me off. Floral notes in with all of those gourmand notes. It's a bit civety as well. There's like a very, very fractional, it's the animal notes mixing. And I'm really nitpicking because I like it. But that sort of lactonic, floral, slightly civety aspect, which is the animal notes. I'd love that to sort of be reduced down or sort of removed. The naturals are really well chosen. Onto my final thoughts. So I'll go through the plus points. So I think the price is really good. I like the packaging. I like the Atomizer. I think it's been insanely well constructed by someone who really knows their skill and who's done a really, really great job. I think it's really beautifully constructed. I love floral fragrances. I mean, I'm just about to release floral fragrances. Oriental floral fragrances work on my skin, so I kind of gravitate to them. That, as I've mentioned, there's a quality in this that I'm kind of not 100% with, and it's kind of spoiling it a little bit. And that is that sort of like civet. So I should explain what civet is. I don't think it's made civet. It comes from the civet cats, and it was used as a musk. But it's horrible how they produce it. I have some antique civet extract, and it smells of, it smells of sort of, in the polite way to say it, it smells sort of like a bit like vomit and a bit like feces. So I've experimented with it. It works like insanely well within floral fragrances and orientals and oud. It just works really well. You really, 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 really have to get your dosage like dead on and perfect. Otherwise it's really not very good. I mean, who wants to smell of vomit? Not me. That sort of note is kind of a little bit not working for me, but I love it at the same time. I think the performance is insane. The longevity is insane. The lactonic sort of animal note, I can take it or leave it. Maybe it will die down, but this is going to be a hard working fragrance, and the price is like insanely good, and I can thoroughly recommend this. I'm going to mark it a 9 out of 10, and I'm simply taking the 1 mark off because there's a tiny, tiny aspect of it that is not for me, but I think it's a really great fragrance, and I'm going to be reviewing more from this house because I think it's really exciting. See, I like it in passing if I do that, but when I'm really like intensely smelling it, it's kind of that sticks out for me. Leave your comments below if you know what I mean. But I think there's some people that are really, really going to love this, and I kind of love it too. Difficult one because I'm kind of right on the border of, do I love it? I love it. It's like art in that aspect, isn't it? Kind of you love it and then you don't like it, and that's kind of like real. This is a really great niche perfumery, really good. So I hope you loved that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands and lots of fragrance views. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.